Hello everyone, my name is Martin. This is my journey abroad. We are at Commonlands Inn. It's a beautiful place, beautiful hotel along Entebbe Road. If you have somebody that you love and care about, this is the perfect place for you to be. We have some good food. We have some fantastic coffee. Of course, we're to Mazi. Yes, Ganumazi, by the way. Nayenga. When you come here, I can tell you for sure you will be extremely, extremely impressed by the service that we have to offer. It is absolutely world class. This show is powered and produced by Addict Films Limited. I do encourage you to subscribe to this channel, share this video, make it a point to visit the website addictfilms.com. So much is happening there. If you are an actor, if you are a cinematographer, if you are in film, we are there to help you. We have this agency that is incredible. Yeah, we shall find work for you. We shall find for you great deals. So go ahead and register with our agency, addictfilms.com. Make it a point to visit that website. Olunaku olwaleero ndi wamu n'omukyala Maggie. Maggie yava mu ggwanga lino omwaka gwali gwa 2013 era nga yagenda South Africa. She has one of the most powerful stories you will ever hear. Never twesimye okubeera wamu naawe.
Nange nesimye okubeera wamu nammwe ssebo. Mwebale nnyo okumpa akakisa kano okutuulako nammwe era okusharinga story yange experience nammwe.
Wow.
Kimpa amaanyi nti abantu bangi gye bali eyo baagala okumanya abalala ki kye bayitamu.
Okay. So who is Maggie?
Maggie, I should say Maggie Maggie K.
Maggie K.
Maggie K.
Oyagadde okoma nyap.
Yes, sebo era gemanya gange era abangi bamanyinga Maggie K. Ndi mukyala muzadde. Ndi mukyala musomesa. Era ndi mukyala Munayuganda.
Okay, you have to say that you're a Ugandan. Yeah, she's a Ugandan. Only me will get a rough one.
Yes, sir.
I don't know get a lunch.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's you've said that you are a teacher. I assume that you are a researcher, and you've done some work for some fantastic organizations. You were doing this before you left the country. Can you take me through that line of your life?
Yes. Before I left Uganda, I was teaching, and I was specializing in English language and literature in English.
Oh yeah.
Then I was doing research as a part-time with different consultants.
Oh yeah.
Like WESO.
That is UWESO?
Yes.
Sure.
Then World Bank. Then National Bureau of Statistics. And different more consultants, small and big consultants.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, that means your life was it had already taken shape by the time you decided that, you were going to leave this country 2013.
I should say so, yes.
It's pretty interesting that, somebody with your kind of profile can decide to live that kind of life, which tells of a certain level of success, to decide that, I should leave this behind and, go to a country like South Africa. Let's talk inspiration. What inspired you to make that kind of decision?
Yes, Martin, you call it a kind of success or profile.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it is?
It is, thank you. On the top, you'll call it a profile, but it's a journey.
Okay.
Because within this research with the consultants, remember it was part-time.
Oh.
So take it that also teaching would be like a part-time. Or even if it's a full-time, but what pay are you given to help you sustain your responsibilities as an adult? Being a mother, being a sister, being a daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that you have to, fulfill. So, as you call it, an inspiration, I had an inspiration for a greener pasture.
Or you wanted to do better for yourself, at least financially.
And I wanted to achieve more. That's what I should be particular about. So I was inspired by one of my family friends, Tony Senyondo, now late. He has just passed away.
Oh, yeah.
May his soul rest in peace.
Oh, sure.
he really inspired me at that age or time that he had achieved at least something.
Okay, this person was in South Africa.
He was.
Oh, so when, it takes a lot for, somebody that has a career path, that is steadfast to be lured into making a decision that sometimes I don't know whether to put it in another way, but, if I have, yes, there may not be the required monies as you have said, but I'm going to tell myself so much about me as a person is going to change if at all I live this kind of lifestyle to pursue something that I don't even know. So I am thinking, what was that? Describe for me that light bulb moment. That one thing that he said to you that you're like, okay, you have won me over.
We never cease to imagine better things as a human race.
Oh, you've just said something extremely interesting. You're trying to say
we never cease.
We are inherently ambitious.
Exactly.
Okay. Still, I'm going to ask you, what was it?
I wanted better than what I had that time. And I thought I'd get it.
You wanted to be rich? Very rich?
Not very rich, but comfortable.
Okay. Okay, I'll tell you. By the way, folks...
I was looking for a comfortable life.
And you feel that what you had was...
Not enough by then.
You talked about, having at least a family around you. You had your child who was, I believe, very young at the time.
Yes.
You are a young mother and, you have all these people around you that... But they need you to be around, if you understand what I mean. Making this decision, how difficult was it for you vis-a-vis what they may have thought about it?
It wasn't an easy decision to make, especially to leave my child behind at the age of 7.
Wow.
She was really young.
That is P1, P2.
P1, P2, she was a baby and a girl child.
You have to say that. What is this thing about girl child?
So
if it was a boy, you think you would have had
he would have been a boy child.
No, I'm saying if it was a boy, like if you had a small Martin somewhere, you think it would have been easy to just...
No, I look at both sides. So since she's a girl, I have to emphasize, especially being a girl child. If he was a boy, a small Martin, I would have said, especially being a boy child.
I'm sorry for saying that. I don't buy into this idea that, if you have a Vubuka, we deserve less.
No, you don't deserve less.
But
a lot has been said about girl child. So it's special that she is a girl, and I have to mention it. And of recent, a lot is being said about the boy child, because less has been known that the boys have also been marginalized and abused in different ways. And by then, this is affecting the world very much.
Oh, yeah. We don't want to delve into that because we shall go back and forth until the end.
Please.
But you understand why she's a researcher, because, when we get into that, that's her speciality. She really knows these kind of things. Boy children and girl children and, affirmative action and things like that. I'm sorry for taking you there, but it just affects me a lot. Still, it was a difficult decision, like you have said.
It was a very difficult decision to leave.
Did you have people that were advising you to the contrary?
I had.
Well, what were they saying? What was their argument?
Quite many were not buying into my going away.
Oh, yeah.
They advised that I could still do better when I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
And keep an eye on my child. And even keep my career growing at whatever slow pace I thought it was.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't pay attention to that.
You are so moved by this gentleman's
speech. I was so moved by moving out.
He was really good, this gentleman. I mean, he was good at talking. I mean, if you're going to win me over.
He was not only good at talking, but also what he had achieved by then.
Yali alina weebirabirwako. Okay, folks, this is my journey abroad. Tuli wamu n'omukyala Maggie. Era nga babagambye mukyala musomesa. She's a researcher, and she made the decision to leave this country to go to South Africa in 2013. Tuli wamu ne bannaffe aba Common Lens mu kuleeta emboozi eno gye muli. Bannaffe bano be bannannyini b'ekifo kino gye tulimu. Yes, it's a beautiful hotel. It's located along Entebbe Road in a place called Bwebaja. Kale nno bw'obanga olina munno gw'oyagala ennyo, you love and care about them deeply, and you want to spend some quality time with them, I can assure you this is the perfect place for you to be. Go ahead and check out the website commonlens.com to make your bookings and, of course, get to know more about this place. So, your decision to leave, let's talk about how you executed that particular. How did you leave?
When my decision to leave Uganda, as I said, it wasn't an easy decision to make because I had quite a number of advisors around me.
That was for sure.
So it fell back and forth on deciding yes or no. And being a single mother, that was another hindrance. How am I going to leave my child? Who am I going to leave my child with? How am I going to settle in? But then eventually I had to accept and make a change. So I began processing for a visa.
Oh yeah. How easy was that for you?
This wasn't so easy either, because it turned out quite expensive then.
Oh yeah.
Because it costed me almost $3M to get it.
It's about $700 in today's money.
And it took me long, in accordance to what the person processing it for me told me. She told me 2 weeks, but then it took approximately 3 months.
Wow.
And I think by that time I had almost changed my mind.
You were almost giving up.
Giving up. Because it was too long.
And of course taxing financially.
Yeah, you know. But then when the visa came out, then I knew the dream was coming true.
It's interesting that you are describing this thing as a dream. I remember, when I was living in this country, as in 2015, and I felt the same way. One thing was going through my head. If I got onto that plane, then voila, success. That was
success.
It. And I'm, seeing you and, listening to you, saying those words and describing this as a dream come true. You've not even gotten onto the plane yet.
I haven't, but I'm having this visa in my passport. And airline companies are already sending me messages,
You can go with us.
Giving me different prices to the tickets. So I knew that this was a genuine visa.
Wow. Have you tested our coffee? You should test some of this coffee. You should test some of this coffee. It's amazing. You won't find it anywhere. I can promise you that. In the meantime, Estegeza wagendera mu nnyonyi.
Nagendera mu nnyonyi.
Yes, kubanga manyi abantu bangi bakuba akataka. So you are quite lucky.
Nagendera mu nnyonyi. Ebyakataka nabimanya ntuuse samala nakumanya nti abantu bakuba akataka.
Why tokiwulirangako mbunda muntu asobola okulinnya bbaasi n'avaayo n'agenda?
Nali sikiwulirangako. On a serious note.
What world were you living in?
Uganda.
Wow. So it was smooth sailing for you from Uganda.
It wasn't smooth because I worked for it. I worked for what I knew.
Describe the moment when you're leaving, at the airport. I know there is some tears that can come there. That little child, you're leaving her and she's seeing you go for like forever. In her eyes, it's like she's gone forever. Did that break you?
It's something that I really don't want to remember.
Oh.
many times. And I think it's just of recent that I'm trying to grow out of it. Every time I remember that moment, I even grow goose pimples.
Oh yeah.
But the fortunate bit was, my child was in a boarding school.
So she was not there?
She was not at home. She was already in a boarding school.
That must have made it extremely easy for you.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, there was no crying baby when you were boarding that plane. That, for me, I'll take that any day.
There was that crying baby in my heart.
Oh. Okay, so you get onto that plane. Where did you move, and you go to what place, Watukidawa?
Before Natukidawa, you are telling me to describe that moment.
Oh, please,
I left home.
Please expound on it.
I had to leave home, my mother's home, because we are so close a family, and we are always together.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so close to my mom. As all kids, we are so close to our mom, and she knows all our movements.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to leave home. She had to know everything going on, what will happen to the child when she comes home. So everything, remember, had changed.
Oh, yeah.
And I can tell you, everyone refused to escort me to the airport.
Why?
They couldn't bear that moment when I'm leaving them.
Wow. Omanye mbuto okubibwa abantu wano ng'ofunye visa e Kampala.
Bali baagaana.
Ne bagamba nedda.
Baagaana okumperekera, not that they didn't wish me well.
They couldn't take the site.
They couldn't.
Tells a lot about your family, by the way.
You know, they couldn't. I had to get a special hire. That drove me to the airport. Newerekera, nenya obudaala, nengenda akanyonyi ne kava ku ttaka, ne kadda mu bbanga. Ne ndaba Uganda ng'eggweerayo, nga nange nzigwerayo.
It's a good sight, that.
You know?
It's a good sight. By the way, folks, it's a really, really good sight when the airport becomes tiny.
Tiny, tinier, tiny, tinier, as I would use those words, you know, and then eventually disappearing.
Okay. So let's go to South Africa. You get there, what Wukirawa?
As I left Uganda, the appearance of Uganda becoming smaller and smaller, smaller and disappearing. Here comes South Africa. Getting big, big, bigger.
And there it is.
And
in
here
full
we are.
bliss.
Nyonyi landing at almost 11 o'clock. 7th July 2013. Natukira ku Otambo Airport. Johannesburg.
Okay.
Johannesburg, sorry. Natukira. Naina okwebaka kusula ku airport.
Awo wennyini.
Kubanga yali alina okundisaivinga told me naye nina okufuna ennyonyi endala and teyalina access to easy transport okumutwala ku airport that night to receive me.
Oh yeah.
So she preferred that I stayed or spent the night at the airport.
The airport, yes.
For my safety.
Oh yeah.
Then continuing a journey in Canada. And that's what I did.
So you were continuing your journey. So Johannesburg, Gainakwera just stopped gap.
Just stopped by. I stopped by. Then the following day, Nefna bus. I preferred to use the road. Nganjagala kulaba more.
Oh.
Since she said it was safe. Nefna bus. Nintwala. Nitugenda Cape Town. That was almost an 18 hours drive from Johannesburg to Cape Town. Nintuka the following day.
What was your first impression of South Africa when you juxtapose it with Uganda.
With Uganda. So beautiful. Extra beautiful.
It was everything you hoped it would be.
Just as I used that word, the dream come true, I could use it again.
And what's the dream? Well, folks, we shall get into that little break. At least we know for sure that Maggie thought South Africa a lot more beautiful than Uganda. I don't know how I'm supposed to take that because I've known this place all my life. And for some reason, somebody that calls this place home has just described that my place is not extremely beautiful. Katukomeo. Tugenda kutandika okuexploring ddala omukyalo ono bw'atuuka e Cape Town nga bw'avudde e Kampala n'agenda e Johannesburg ate n'aggukira e Cape Town. This beauty, is it fickle? Is it all a lie? This is an Addict Films Productions. My name is Martin. We call this My Journey Abroad. Don't you go anywhere. Welcome back from that break. I can't thank you enough for being a part of this experience. We are at Common Lands Inn, beautiful place in Bwebaja, My Journey Abroad. We are taking to the story of Maggie. She left this country in 2013. Yeah, and she went to South Africa. And it's an incredible, incredible story, as you will attest to. This show is powered and produced by Addict Films Limited. We are a production house. We do film, we do documentaries. We also do coverage of events. You can go ahead and make any booking for our services through our website, addictfilms.com. Then again, we have this agency that supports cinematographers, people in film, actors, producers, directors, screenwriters like myself. Go ahead and register. Tusobola okubayamba okufuna emirimu weewaawo tusobola n'okubeera nga tubafunira emirimu gy'abasasula obulungi. Yes, we also do our own films. We do have some projects that we have done thus far. I know for sure there is something coming up on Mnet, Maisha Magic. It's a beautiful, beautiful story. It's called Shattered Glass. It should be showing sometime this month. Yeah, Pobangoli with DSTV. Ngoina Maisha Magic, of course, so we'll get maso no chilling. Around about 20th of this month. I'm sure something will be showing, from Addict Films. It's called Shattered Glass, actually. Then, of course, Common Lens, you love and care about them deeply. You want to have some good food. You want to have some great coffee, like the kind Maggie is having here. And of course, if you want to have some great drinks, we have a fully fledged bar somewhere here. And our accommodation is fantastic, world class, to be honest. Jangu wanoko Common Lens, echifochiri bwebaja along Entebbe Road. Iranga kukakasa tojja kwejusa. Genda maso. Or get to your computer and check out the website commonlens.com to do your bookings and of course to get to know more about this place. Again, at Addict Films, we have this interesting thing that is going on. Yeah, we have this thing for kids. Yeah, if you want your kid to be the next best thing in cinema, we are giving you a chance to make that happen. We have this thing called, this campaign, it is called My Little Star. Okay? It's called My Little Star. We have all these screenplays that we have come up with, and we want kids to develop their talent through starring in them. So get a maso, addictfilms.com and register. At a certain fee, your kid will be able to partake in some of that activity, but then again, also to feature in so many of our productions that we shall be doing in cinema. Maggie, ngabo gambye ekirooto kituukiridde. Go to South Africa. This country is extremely beautiful. You've not seen anything like it before. You get to Cape Town. Take me through the adjustment process. You've met South African people for the first time. What was your first impression of them? The country is beautiful, but how about the people?
The country is beautiful as my first impression. And dream come true, you will excuse me that I use that phrase for a reason or for reasons.
Oh, yeah.
And it's my phrase till now.
Thank God.
The country is beautiful. I met the South Africans for the first time. But remember, everyone is just a bypasser.
Oh.
There is no time.
Tunakutandika
kuengaginga. And actually, in reality, kati otandika okulaba enjawulo y'ensobe y'embeera.
Wow.
People don't have time for the other. Buli omu ali ku lulwe.
Duka.
Buli omu ali ku lulwe. Abaddugavu, abazungu, abakyotala, abakigamba gwotunula butunuzi naye weesanga naawe ogenda bugenzi. Yadde ntolina kyogenda kukola naye weesanga naye tolina time yakwonoona kuba teri alina time yo.
Kati otuukira wa?
Kati okutuuka ntuukira wa mukwano gwange gwe nali nfunye naye communication okuva ano that she will receive me on arrival, and she was done. I was communicating with from the time I dropped at Otambo.
Oh yeah.
And then from the time I went into the bus to Cape Town.
Oh sure.
So true, she received me and I thank her for that.
Oh yeah.
Then she took me home. The home was good. The rooms were sub-rented.
Okay.
Yeah, she takes me to this.
Oh, this
home.
individual is a Ugandan.
Yeah, she is a Ugandan.
Yeah.
So that's where I met also other Ugandans then who were sub-renting the house as well.
Olomusula bameka?
On arrival, try to sula basatu in a room.
Okay.
Actually, on a bed.
What? Okay, explore that. Like a bed. How big is that bed? Like 3 people. By the way, ono musajja wa mukazi kubanga kitandisa okunda.
Wambiera nga bakyala.
No, okay.
Naye nga situation yaliwo nti naye nina okuacceptinga kyensanzeeyo kuba naye siina walala gwe mmanyi ate nga siina mulala gwenkola ki gwe mmanyi.
Neewunyiza ddala omufalisa abantu basatu basulako olwo tuli ku bebayita double bed.
It was a double bed, yes.
Okay.
Netusulako basatu twasuulirako nebbanga. That took us.
Omukyala abadde weebaka ewuwo wekka ne weegazaanya.
Then you're beginning to see your dreams.
So that is the dream.
That's the dream.
I'm beginning to hate your dream.
Please don't hate it.
Well, let's keep going.
Let's keep
I'll
going.
see what
Don't
I can.
hate it.
Okay,
Twatandika okusula ku buliri obwo abantu basatu. Ng'omu yeebase atunudde emiranamiro, abiri beebase batunudde emitwetwe.
Ono w'omumakati ye yeebase
emiranamiro. Night ne flowing, another night, a week, a fortnight, a month.
Olosooka olindeko. Olwo that service ey'okwebaka bw'otyo ogisasulidde akasente?
Nasasula kuba omukyala yandisiivinga yangamba nina okujja ne rent, nina okujja nga ndi ready. Tugenda kusharinga room nze naye. Nina okujja nga ndi ready ne rent, which I did. Nina okujja ne grocery money, which I did, at least for 3 months before I completely settle in.
Wazirina?
Nazirina era bwe natuuka sente nazinsaba zonna nenzikwata nenzimuwa. Nimanya nti ekyo kiri covered.
So tolina decision tulidde tutya olwaleero oba muddoomu mbuno biringa byasoma?
Saalina decision tulidde tutya, tukoze tutya, already nga mmaze okukola ki? Okusasula.
That's your dream?
That was my dream come true.
Kale, kati mwebase bwe mutyo.
Twebase, tubeerawo the first few days, and to my dismay or shock, ndaba omukyala oli owokusatu atandika okubeera dissatisfied, I think, with my presence. Atandika okwemulugunya with facial expression.
She was also Ugandan?
Yes.
Okay.
She was, and she still is, by the way.
Oh, she's
and we
Ugandan.
still meet.
Okay.
Niyemulugunya mpola, not until lwe nalaba nga ndaba kigenda kirinnya. Mbuuza munnange ono yansivinga, what's going on? Nga ndaba munnaffe alabika si musanyufu. Kuba wanange waŋŋamba nti tujja kuba babiri mu room. Naye ndaba tuli basatu oba tuli congested.
Ekitegeeza yali akugambye kikyamu n'olwasooka.
You know?
Gwe wajja omanyi muli abantu
babiri. Te ndaba tuli basatu. Nange sina decision kuba nkyali mugenyi. Sobola kubuuza nnyo. And you know in Uganda tetulina nnyo migrate. Ngate kyenasanga ekiri South Africa. People have their rights. They know actually their rights and they know when to act what and where.
Oh, yeah.
Other than us here. When tebatusomesa nnyo oba tetukula na kintu kyakumanya our rights. So twesanga ebiseera ebisinga nga tuli
they are trampled upon to chile.
You know, Chirikao. So that went on for a few weeks until.
Yakera, which is something what I said, Okwemulugunya.
Sijagamba nti yankeera. Eventually, when namanya embeera ze South Africa, oba when nayiga more of privacy, ndowooza yali muntu mulamu. Kuba yandingobye ku nnaku nga 3. Because what I came to know eventually bwe nagenda mukolako mukwana namubuuza Chichi, why are you frowning every time? Ekyayamba nti twali twogera olulimi lumu ate nga ndowooza mmanyi engeri y'okukwata abantu. She had to open up. Nambuulira how she was inconvenienced by my presence and how she wasn't told the truth about my coming.
What was she told?
She was only told that I'll be there for a few days as we are getting room for 2.
But you had paid 3 months.
But that money never reached her.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
That money never reached her. Sente yazabuza mu nsawo, and eventually I came to know that it was our main host who was feeding us, despite me having paid grocery.
So you are being taken care of, essentially.
I was being taken care of. That's the right word. Naye omukyala ono bambi nebaza Mukama that I met her. Namukwana, nina nkwana nitubeera bamukwano. Then I shouldn't say that I exploited, but I think it's the right word because I needed to survive. I exploited her weakness. She was illiterate. And here I was, a professional teacher.
Oh, yeah.
And she was into a world of a different language, culture.
Oh, yeah.
Very different. So she wanted to fit properly into the society, despite the fact that she was already there almost for a year.
But she needed that.
She needed that. She really needed that. So I used that opportunity to begin teaching her how to read and write. Yeah.
That immediate problem that you had of disdain from your host and somebody ripping you off, essentially. How did you get over it? How did you tackle that particular?
Generally, I should say Maggie is a very patient and observant woman.
Oh, yeah.
Many times I let so many things go. I had some savings back home that I'd left back home.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, at home I was working.
That's right.
So I had some savings. I had to communicate back home to send me some money for more survival. Though the fact that I had some pocket money, but remember I had to help this lady buy more grocery.
Because then you had found out that she's just helping anyway.
You know? So we had to adjust accordingly. And I think this didn't go well with the middle lady.
The one who had actually gotten you there.
It didn't go well with her because both of us decided to keep quiet over it. Then she began a quiet war.
A cold war.
A cold war. And this really set our host off. And eventually she practically threw us out of the room.
In spite of your efforts to help?
In spite of my efforts to help. However, why I say that I thank God that I met her, I still appreciate her efforts of being patient. Eventually, she called me and explained to me the situation. And she apologized to me.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this was more of an eye-opener to me to know more of the country or the city and to become more independent.
You had to fight, you had to survive.
I had to fight, I had to survive.
So when you left that place, you've been thrown out?
We didn't really leave that place at that moment, that house. At that moment, one, for me, it was comfortable, a comfortable house.
How comfortable is it to sleep 3 people on the same bed?
South Africa isn't so easy to go through alone, especially when you're new, in regards to security.
Oh. How bad is it?
Security is very, I should say very bad in comparison to the infrastructure.
It is the sore spot.
Exactly. Anything can happen to you anytime, anywhere. And being new, it will be very hard for your people or for the Ugandans to trace your whereabouts. And remember, almost no one knew me. Only one person knew me then.
The young lady who had ripped you off?
Who had ripped me off.
So she wasn't even inclined to protect you because
she wasn't. Because she had done her part of receiving me, so therefore, I had to know how to take my steps. So that's why I said that I think it was
safe. No, I get exactly what you are saying.
By then,
you need bodies around you.
Then,
those ones that you can identify actually.
And remember, the person that was being separated from was a Ugandan as well. So I felt safer being amongst Ugandans.
Oh yeah.
Then,
let's talk about you went there and you are a professional, right? You clearly went when you knowing there is opportunity for that kind of skill set. Let's explore that a little bit. At that point, did you start looking for work immediately?
After a week of settling in, I began looking for work. I reminded my friend that I came here for a purpose or for a mission.
Oh, yeah.
Please, let's get onto it. So she took me to a number of places, a number of schools that we tried then, and I should be plain, we didn't succeed.
How many were they?
Plus minus 10.
Okay. That's quite a number.
Plus minus 10 at different days and times.
So you're getting to these places and you're telling them, I am a teacher, I have this experience, I'm from Uganda, I have this skill set, and they're telling you we don't need that. We
don't need that. And that was in the government-based schools. And that's before I'm talking about the foreign-owned schools.
What was behind their thought process of rejecting somebody like you who had this vast experience in doing what you were doing?
One, I should put blame on our side, my side, and my recipient, being that we were less informed.
Oh.
South Africa's system is very, very different from Uganda's system. You don't just go to someone's door front knocking and saying you need a job. It's a very different structure. There's a lot of bureaucracy that you have to go through.
I
One, I wasn't documented.
You had no working documents.
I didn't have a working permit. I had a visa permit. And little did my friend know, I don't know if it's true what she told me eventually, that she didn't know that I needed a working permit.
That's interesting. I mean, everywhere you go, you need a working permit. That's why it's called a working permit.
That's why I talk about ignorance.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That must have, broke you.
Despite the fact that I tried to mention it, she said, no, it was fine here in South Africa. So I had to follow because it was her leading me. The fact that I mentioned to her that my passport only has a visiting visa, not a working permit.
It's interesting that somebody that has lived in a place like that for that long can say that. It's really, it must have broke you. If anybody ever did something like that to me, I would be extremely angry. But we return after this. We shall delve a little more into the disappointment that she had and why she actually failed to get into the working environment of South Africa and why she had to flip and do extremely different things from that had taken her there. This is an Addict Films Productions. We call this My Journey Abroad. We are with Maggie. Don't you go anywhere. We'll return after this. So welcome back from the little break. Essentially, I am extremely proud of being a part of this journey with Maggie. She's trying to share with us what exactly transpired when she left this country in 2013, and she left for South Africa. She is a professional teacher. She's also a researcher. She did work with so many organizations before she left this country. That was, before 2013, like I have told you. This show is powered and produced by Addict Films Limited. We are a production house in this country. We do film, we do documentaries, we do events. To make any booking, if at all you want our assistance, just go ahead and check out the website addictfilms.com. Make your bookings through that. Then, of course, we are in a beautiful place, beautiful hotel. It's called Common Lens Inn. If you have somebody that you love and care about, this is the perfect place. You should be here. We have some great coffee. We have some great food. You have not tasted anything like it. I can promise you that. Go ahead and check out the website commonlens.com to do your bookings and, of course, to get to know more about this place. Wabula njagala okubakakasa ngubanga oli muzanyi wa firimu bw'obanga oli in the arts industry. If at all you are somebody who does stage, film, all those things, we have the perfect solution for you. If at all you want to get the gig that is quite amazing, we have this agency at Addict Films. You get to our website addictfilms.com, you will find that slot for agency. We can be your agents, we can get for you gigs, we can do negotiation for you, and of course we can make you know exactly what is happening in the world of cinema, auditions, all conventions and stuff like that. You can do them through addictfilms.com. Go ahead and check that out. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel, share this video, leave a comment if you have to. We accommodate all kind of positive criticism just so we can better our game. But then, of course, we also do want to be encouraged to go ahead and do what it is that we are doing right here, right now. Okay, Maggie, tubadde ku nsonga y'emirimu. Ogezaako okunoonya emirimu egyo ogambye otemedde enzigi eziwera because some people had not actually informed you, right? How did that make you feel? Did you feel betrayed?
I felt betrayed. I felt betrayed because in the beginning, as I was telling her my intention, I asked her to tell me all that she knew.
Oh, yeah.
And even try to research more on what was needed. And this she never. Because at least the one honest thing by then she would have done was telling me that you needed a working permit.
Yeah, that for me is rather straightforward.
Yeah. So really, I felt, why I felt betrayed was, I really don't know how or why she didn't really mention this to me, or eventually why she said that it was normal to go without a working permit.
You got yourself feeling that maybe she was trapping you?
I think so, maybe.
How long did you take doing this thing, looking for that particular job that you had went to school to study for?
It took me, I think, about 8 months to a year. Because from knowing that to, in government schools, I had to get a working permit. I went to the foreign-owned schools, private schools. But then this also halted me because my subjects, my teaching subjects were not really on high demand.
That means your skill set was not adequately required.
No, it wasn't.
Why do you think that was the case?
Why I think it was the case is because in South Africa, basically everyone speaks English. And here I am, a foreigner or a new foreigner without paper, without knowing the different corners.
No.
Virtually not exploited any. Because eventually, fine, I came to know that I could do something into this same field and rather more paying than where I was looking before. But there are quite enough teachers documented for this subject. So really, I was not on demand, especially having no papers or documents by that time. Do you get the point?
No, I get it. And, it's very hurtful. Actually, it's extremely hurtful. We live in this country most of the times when we know that at the very least you can do something. If I'm going to leave Uganda, at least I know there is an opening for a nurse there. But when it's not there. That is hurtful.
It is, very much so.
But still, when I get there and I realize that is the case, I find solutions. What was that for you?
When I took you in Enchimanya and Chendiko, Techija materializing in the near future. Naini nokutula nendowooza ennyo.
Wow.
Naini nokuba omujagujagu mu mbeera emu oba endala. Okuba nti ne Kampala gye mbadde olina okuba ng'oli mugezi okubeerayo.
Afe wane waffe ebyaffe obimanyi. Ebyaffe obimanyi. Osoma kino ate okola kiri.
Osoma kino ate okola kiri. Naye nina okukyusa.
Okay.
Naye nina okuva ku white collar jobs.
Ogenda bagita bacha blue collar.
Reality collar kyemba ngiyita. Nenzira ku reality collar.
Efaanana etya eyo gikoze otya?
Kubanga natyamu nti buli ssaawa sijja kudda okutumya ssente kuva waka. Kuba size ezaali ennyingi ze nali nterese eyo.
Teziriyo.
Ate nga jjukira nazo zirinako obuvunaanyizibwa bwazo.
Wepa ogenza ogambye banno mbuno ngenze eri kukima
kasente. Ate gwe oli bizi osomolako ewawalekedde. Kabe kasinge n'okutuuka okusomola akaabwe ke bakoze. Ate nga wabasuubiza ogenda kukola. Naye nina okukyusaamu. Eventually, my first residence gye natuukiramu okuddamu ekibuuzo kyo. Nagiva that apartment navaawo after some time.
Mbeera eri gye wanyuma.
Mbeera eri. Navaamu despite the comfort gye nali ndowooza nti weeri.
You had to make a decision.
I had to make a decision. Naye nina okufuna room oba place very close to town olwo nga ntegedde bannayuganda abalala tandise okuba mbala olwo tandise okumitinga bannayuganda olwo nga nina okufuna room eri close to town oba gye babeera ngeri gye nasookera wankaluubiriza entambula expense lunch jukira siyingiza nga nina okubala ennyo so eventually as I did that nafuna room endala mu town eri closer obviously nabana nti train eri closer to my home then also taxi ngeri closer to my home it was all a 5 minutes walk away naye kati jukira eri gye nali nsoose okufuna nga train eri 20 minutes walk gye nali ntuukidde kati nga waliwo awo problem ya weather enkuba yatonye temulina motoka ababbi kuba eri anything as I said anything can happen to you anytime oganga oli mu risk eyo nga n'okutiisa ntandisa okutya the more I know the place
obwavu bukuluma
sente siina security siina
negwosula neyemulugunya
gwe olwo oli yatugoba dda yetwafuna dda room endala though in the same house
era okyalina oyo
munkyalina munange yantwala kuba newaka gwe bamanyi sijja genda nga mbuukira jjukira ate sinafuna sente
naye akasente ko yakalira ddala
akasente kange eventually yakasasula mwoli okutugoba kubanga twalina okufuna room endala nga mutunuulidde kuba namuwa sente za myezi 3 saakabanja yali alina okwesootinga kati gwe bwobeera gwe nakuwa sente wampa sente zo za myezi 3
nakuleeta
nesasulira buli kimu okutuuka n'okutuukako nesasulira buli kimu saatambulira mu bbanja visa nagyefunira tiketi nagyesasulira ne baasi nagyesasulira yakutuukako okuva Joburg
kale kati olwo osazeewo
nsalawo nfuna ewange ekituliko olwo mbuuzizza tuli mu kuddamu ekibuuzo kiri survivinsi ntya tandise okumanya bannayuganda first response eri nti nfuna ewange ntandika okubeera independent nembeerayo ntandika okusasula rent wange ndaba kikalubye nakubeerawo ntya ndaba mu gaapu y'abannayuganda nga babulamu emmere ey'ekyemisana
wabala bulungi
wabala
bulungi tetuliira ddala emmere wano
ndabira ddala nga babulamu emmere ey'ekyemisana
efumbiddwa obulungi olwo balya biki
ebyokulya ebiri eyo bichipusi yadde ebiseera ebisinga tukiyita kimmonde mu lulimi olwaffe tukiyita kimmonde era tumanyi okyesonda ku lunch time awo
emmere mwesonda bwesozo gigula
embeera ekaluba
kirooto nga kitawuse
kikyali kirooto ekyo
tugende mu maaso n'ekirooto
ekirooto kitabuka ekimere mukyesonda bwesonza ekyemisana kiyita kimmonde chips and fish.
You've spoken about weather. Yali kutawanya at that time?
Yeah, weather yali ntawanya by that time. When natukira weather yali mbijjukira July, August ebera winter. Olwo September emyezi 3 egyo gigwa ku September, October. Bintandika okulaba abantu ennyo kwera kwe kushiftinga towards the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
Jan is summer. Ntandise okumanya abantu that's 2014. Kati nyingira nfunamu ekyo kirowoozo ky'okufumba emmere. Nfuna ba customers bange nkwana benkwanya mbabuulira ekirowoozo kyange bakibayinga.
Tujja kulya emmere.
Ntandika ne ba customers bange 5. Nkeera ne nfumba emmere yange, mmala okufumba emmere yange nemberako byenkola ebirala oba nensooka nengenda nenkola ebirala nenkomawo mu train ssaawa 4 nenfumba emmere nenkipakinga bulungi zigenda okuwera 6-5 nga ndi ku train station kuba jjukira ticket nagulanga ya wiiki oba ya mwezi to make it cheaper.
Air
train zigenda okuwera 7-10 nga ndi ku destined place ey'okusupplying emmere yange. Era baba bannize wemba ndireeta akasimu kayitamu oba ne mbakubira bannaye mu nsonyiwe I'm running late oba train oba kinzijja nga balema ate kulya walala kungobya mmere.
Nkiraba naye emmere eno gy'ofumba mmere kino gye wali ofumba.
Nafumbanga lumonde, nafumbanga balugu, nafumbanga omuceere, obummonde, amatooke nga sigettanira nnyo okuggyako oli nga yampadde oda yaago.
Obijjawo balugu omujja balugu ne wane Kampala simanyi gye bamugula.
Kakati balugu gyali eri aleetebwa especially aba Nigeria.
Bamulira ddala ba Nigeria?
Bamulira ddala. Waliyo ze tuyita African shops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, waliyo ze tuyita African shops. Mubeeramu ebijanjaalo ebikalu nga nebye Uganda. Mubeeramu lumonde, mubeeramu ebyennyanja ebikaze, obulo, obuse nga obuugi, obusera.
Okay, yeah.
Mubeeramu generally African food yenna, ennyama enkaze, bushmeat. Naddala abakungu n'aba Nigeria bagikozesa nnyo. Mubeeramu mukene, enkejje, ebinyeebwa, ebisekule n'ebitali bisekule. Basically emmere yonna ogisangayo.
So what kind of arrangement are you working in? Are you allowed? I mean, you still have no working visa.
I still have no working visa.
Business, like the city council.
There was no. Kubanga jukira, this was now an informal business.
Oh, it was informal. Yeah.
It was informal. I'm making my meals from home, my room, or my apartment, and I take it for delivery.
Olofumbira kastovu
nga tulina nga nnakuuka mu nnyumba yange enfumbira emmere yange bulungi wano tuziyita kuuka erikoze tuziyita stove nenfumba emmere nengidelivering on time.
Naye ng'ebinyeebwa ebyo ebya stove ddala bifaanaganira ddala n'ebinyeebwa ddala omusajja wano byalya n'agambira ddala
kitange bifaanaganira ddala.
Bagamba ekinyeebwa ekituufu kirina kuba ku masiga.
Ebyo bigambo byammwe eyo mindset
oba baalyanga buli kubanga
eyo mindset era oba omufumbi omulungi era ofuuka mulungi. I have testimonies. There are testimonies of people abalya ku mmere yange and they missed it or they still miss it.
That's the skills that I've had. By the way, I have had that story being told. Nti bw'obanga oyagala kulya oba ebinyeebwa ebyo like bw'obisooka kuleeta how they oil.
Nebireeta kabuto kali. No, you moderate the stove. Heat gye weetaaga. Ebinyeebwa byo n'obiteekako on time. Nebifumba. N'obifumba. N'otabipapira. Era ng'ongamba kabuto tekajjesebo. Era na wano ebinyeebwa bw'obiteeka ku masiga n'oteekamu omuliro omungi era bijja kusiriira. Sikyo?
Simanyi.
Ebintu bya moderation, you moderate the heat.
Simanyi.
Kati kyenvudde nkugamba nti it's a mindset nti omwami wano akuwasa n'agamba ayagala emmere ogifumbe ng'ofukamidde nga yakumasiga nga tamanyi nti naali ku sigiri ogirekako ekinyeebwa n'okisibirako bulungi naali emmere ng'eyo ku masiga.
Osobola okufukamira n'etawooma era ogobwa.
You know? Ye mindset. So nange obadde ombuuza otakujja ku mulamwa nti tekyantawaanya olwa working permit. Kati eri ebintu ebimu bw'oba toyingidde formal government sectors. Working permit tekwatako nnyo bwe ba tebakutte nti beetaaga working permit. Okyasobola okukola emirimu kyo. Naye kwegamba obeera ku better advantage
if at all you go and explore the formal.
Yeah. Obeera ku better advantage ng'olina working permit because anything can happen ne bakusanga nga tolina working permit.
Okay, so when you are doing this food thing, how are your contemporaries feeling? Omanyi bino ebintu by'okubeera awamu Abannayuganda tulina obujjajja tatuweza okubala tusobola muno okola kasente you've just come actually. And I know there are some women there that do some nonsensical things. Aren't they thinking, muchalo?
Babyogeranga tojja kumalako olugezigezi gwe wakasooka wakajja, you know, but I knew what I wanted.
Or are you still pursuing kiri ekyakutwala? I
was. Kuba kino nali mbala nti nkola kino naye kyakumbeezaawo nga bwe ntunula in the future.
Okay.
Kuba ogenda kumbuuza why did I take long nga sinafuna working permit?
Yeah, because it's extremely interesting because you
yeah, it is. Yeah, I should be particular or specific on this. When I took it at 2013, nasanga nga waliwo nga system ekyuse mu South Africa yokufuna working permits. Tuziyita nkootaanyi.
Bazira bacha?
Nkootaanyi.
Nkootaanyi kirimu bya kiyaye oba that's the language?
Si bya kiyaye kiri gambo kya Luganda.
Nkootaanyi.
Take it that it's a dialect. Gwe bw'ogamba nkootaanyi nze ntegeera ky'oyogera. Si kya kiyaye.
Oh, so I can use it now? Like
you
in my
can.
life? Nkootaanyi.
Nkootaanyi kiringa ID.
So tewalina nkootaanyi?
Sayina nkootaanyi. Long time. Why? System yali yakyuka mu Cape Town in that, mu South Africa, in that mu Cape Town tebakyagabiramu working permits.
Cape Town as a province?
As a province. Nga tebakyagabiramu bapya. Nga were just extending.
So they were not accommodating of new people coming forth. Is that it?
Nga batugamba abalimu tulina okuvuga tuddeyo e Pretoria.
No, it's interesting because ntandika okwebuuza omanyi ze emboozi nyingi gye mpuddeyo ewammwe. As in there is all these things about bannansi. Waliwo ebintu bye bateeka embeera gye bateekawo nga si nnyangu eri omuntu akoze atya azze obuzi. Is it along those lines?
It is. It is along those lines. Kwegamba nga kyendowooza oba kyendamu kyo nti noza system oba ab'e Cape Town baali bagezaako nnyo okulaba nga frustratinga new entrants.
No, yes.
Kati nga okibalamu nti ovuge oddeyo 20 hours. Pretoria. Ofune enkootaanyi.
It's kind of.
Tekijja kuba kyangu.
So wasalawo okolere mu mbeera.
Nasalawo nkolere mu mbeera eyo naye ngezeeko nnyo keeping at the good side of the law.
Okay, let's talk about the advancement of that business to a level where you begin even making savings and bettering your lifestyle. Take me through that
okay,
process.
kakati mbeerawo mu mbeera eyo customers bange beeyongerako.
Era nga niche ekyali y'Abannayuganda.
Yeah, ekyali y'Abannayuganda. Though tebaali bangi, but I survived. Kuba jjukira ntandikira ku bataano.
Oh, wow.
But I ended up with almost 17 to 20 people. Regular.
Those were daily, like regular?
Yeah, regular.
It's a slow way, yali.
Around the Sato per plate.
How? Does about dollar maker, like, what's the... Okay, Ugandan shillings.
Ugandan shillings, then jalinga sent zali nunchiko by then jalinganga mtwalo gumu something ekitundu
mtwalo gumu n'ekitundu so wala cost of production kitegeeza okolako sendinga mekaawo kusowaani
nga nkolako tugamba omutwalo
gw'e Kampala buli sowaani. Wow, that's impressive.
Nkolako omutwalo
sigeza ng'emitwalo gy'okukumira gikubeera mu nsawo buli lunaku.
I should say so. On a serious note.
They used to pay every day?
No, Saturday.
Hey, kitegeeza ng'oba serving throughout.
I'm serving throughout. Then Saturday, nimbakunganyamu. Akange Sunday nimpumulamu. Nabo ne bampumulamu.
Oyo funina obudde obuwummula kati.
Naku Sunday ngendako ku church.
Tewaliwo bantu bakuluma. Kana abasajja abalya emmere ne bagamba ojja zitima.
Babeerangamu, though I won't mention names. Babeerangamu naye nga nange siri mwangu.
Ekolonga bikani. Juwakali akoze emirimu agane kulya mmere.
Bonuma, no fortunately saafuna bannuma nnyo nti the whole week aganye okusasula.
Yamala na
naye nja kuwa enkyawuli bikyo banakuwa mu bitundutundu. Obviously I would keep records. Ndalaba nga tongasa oba kayitusi tuputangasa nga toyina mazima ne reception yo nga cutting her off. Rather less and better.
Did that get you some caliber of name? Omanyi buli muntu akola ebintu ebyo Abannayuganda bafuna.
Not really. Not really naye bantu bali bamanyi nga nange bamanyi. Maybe because I was quite quiet, or I shouldn't say that's not the reason. Not really, not any that I knew of. Kubanga, as I went on with that, ate era nentandika ne business y'okuweereza ssente.
As in eyaffe mobile money? As in
eyaffe nga mobile money, we should say so. Kuba nagenda n'enamba yange y'Uganda. Kati bwe natuuka nga ntandise okumanyira abantu ne nfunayo mukwano gwange yali mu Ethiopia nga aweereza ssente. Ne mukwana bwetyo mpolampola natandika obbindagirira. Kati nange nenzira eno ebbali netandika okukonvinsinga Bannayuganda naddala abakyala tyaba mu kifo kyogendanga eri mu Ethiopia n'Abasomaali nga bajja wano ewange ate nja kuteeramu ne ka discount akalungi. And you know one who talks your language talks to your heart.
Wow, great statement. We'll return after this. It looks like Maggie has started to have some success. I mean, she's making good food. People are loving it. But now she has even started attending mobile money. But she survived and she was successful at it. It's such a sad thing that she's going to make another switch. Can you believe it? In spite of the success that she had gotten in making food, she's going to make another switch. This is My Journey Abroad. We return after this. Don't you go anywhere.